Hello everyone. I hope everyone has had a pleasant, delightful, wonderful week. Welcome to another lesson on this channel called Bible Visions, where we discover or where we go over important topics in the Bible that the church, whether you're Catholic, Methodist, Episcopalian, Catholic, Apostolic, topics that the church usually don't discuss concerning God's holy word. And like I told many of you all before, I truly believe God's coming back. I truly believe. Because in the previous lesson we went over how it's going to be a big surprise when Christ comes back. So I really believe he's coming back. The discussion for today is in a strange land. It's dealing with the people of Israel in a strange land. That's one more thing the church don't talk about. The church don't talk about the children of Israel being in a strange land. Alright, so according to the definition I looked up, the typical internet dictionary, strange is defined. Something that is strange is unusual, unexpected, and makes you feel slightly nervous or afraid. So basically, when it's strange, it's unexpected, you didn't know what was happening, you're going to feel slightly nervous, on edge, and there is a level of fear. So we're going to really see what it means in the Bible when it said being in a strange land. Alright, the first scripture is Genesis chapter 15, verse 12 to 14. Now, when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and behold, horror and great darkness fell upon him. Then he said to Abram, this is God talking to Abram in his dreams. Like we know in the previous lesson, God talked to a lot of people in dreams. Then he said to Abram, know certainly that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, and will serve them. They will be afflicted for 400 years. And also, the nation whom they serve will I judge. They shall come out with great possession. Again, so basically, he's saying, your descendants, he didn't get a particular number, but he said, your descendants will be in the land for 400 years. And he said, a strange land. A land that's going to make them afraid. A land that's going to make them nervous. A land that they didn't know nothing about when they first got there. Alright, here's Acts chapter 7, verse 6. And God spoke on these wise, that his seed should sojourn in a strange land, and that they should bring them into bondage, which is another word for slavery, and entreat them great evil for 400 years. Now, right now, I'm going to read a game changer. We know that when God says something, he means it. When he means 400, he means 400. When he says 7 days, he means 7 days. This is coming from Exodus chapter 12, verse 40 to 41. The time that the people of Israel lived in Egypt was 430 years. At the end of the 430 years, all the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt. So it's almost like two prophets or two events that happened. God said they're going to be enslaved one time for 400 years. Then another time he said they was enslaved for 430 years. So, let's think. Will there be two events? Are there going to be two Exodus events involving God people? Because one, remember like we said in other scriptures, God does not lie. He's not a human being. And there, in human terms, is a big disparity between 400 years and 430 years. He didn't say 401. That's not too bad. 402, that's not too bad. But 430. that 30 extra years is huge. So, Exodus, is it going to be one Exodus or two Exodus? Because he said there was an estranged land. Alright. This is Exodus chapter 12, verse 42. It is nigh to be much observed unto the Lord, for bring them out from the land of Egypt. That is that night of the Lord to be observed for all the children of Israel in the generation. So that means you will remember being brought from Egypt over and over. Now, here's some scriptures about that Egypt is not a strange place to the Hebrews. Remember, Abraham went to Egypt when he had to go looking for food. Jacob sent his 10 sons to Egypt to get food. So if I send my children to another place to get food, is that place really strange? So when the children of Israel was in Egypt, was that a strange land, or was God talking about something else? Alright. Then Israel will no longer be tempted to trust in Egypt for help. Egypt's shattered condition will remind Israel of how simple she was to trust in Egypt in earlier days. Then Israel will know that I am the sovereign Lord. See, Israel has a relationship with Egypt. So was Egypt really a strange land to the Israelites? They had a relationship. They talked to Egyptians. They talked to them. Alright, this is Genesis chapter 42, verse 1 to 3. When Jacob learned that there was grain for sale in Egypt, he said to his sons, why do you look at one another? And he said, behold, I have heard that there is grain for sale in Egypt. Go down and buy grain for us there, that we may live and not die. So 10 of Jacob's brothers, 10 of Joseph's brothers went down to buy grain in Egypt. Here we go again. If they go into Egypt to get some grain, that means they were familiar with Egypt. They was able to talk to the people in Egypt. So right here, Egypt is not no strange land to them. They went there to negotiate, to barter. If I go to the market, or if I go to the mall and talk to the people there, it's not strange to me. I'm able to talk. We basically have the same language. So when those Israelites, Jacob's sons, went to Egypt, like I said earlier, they was able to negotiate the price for the food. They wasn't going anywhere looking around all scared, nervous. They was accustomed to Egypt. So Egypt was not a strange, frightening place to them. Alright. Genesis chapter 7, verse 7 to 11. Joseph saw his brothers and recognized them, but he treated them like strangers. Okay, see, now Joseph, strangers, like they unknown. He treated them like he never saw them a day in his life. Strangers right here. He treated them like strangers and spoke roughly to them. Where did you come from? He said. They said, from the land of Canaan to buy food. Again, they was able to talk to that Egyptian because Joseph, he was representing Egypt, so he was speaking in the Egyptian language, and his brother understood exactly what he was saying. And Joseph recognized his brothers, but they did not recognize him. Like in the earlier lessons, that I've talked on, how did the children of Israel look? They thought Joseph was an Egyptian, so he had to look like an Egyptian. And I'm not talking about the typical day Egyptian. I'm talking about he had to look like an ancient Egyptian back 2,000, or I better say 3,000 years ago. How did the Egyptians look 3,000 years ago? And that's how Joseph looked. They didn't even recognize their brother because he fit right in with those Egyptians. And Joseph remembered the dream that he had dreamed of them. And he said to them, you are spies. You have come to see the nakedness of the land. They said to him, no, my lord, your servants have come to buy food. We are sons of one man. We are honest men. Your servants have never been spies. They was not afraid to talk to the person who they thought was an Egyptian. They was not afraid to go to Egypt. So Egypt, by these 10 sons of Israel or Jacob, was not a strange place for them. Here's Deuteronomy 28, verse 49, 63, 64. The Lord will bring a nation against thee. He bringing a nation to you. He said, the Lord will bring a nation against thee. The children of Israel, when they went to Egypt, they went to Egypt. They went to Egypt to get food. Joseph told them, come here, come on and live in Egypt. Egypt did not come to them. So the Lord will bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as the vultures swoopeth down, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. So when that nation come to get you, they are a strange nation because you cannot understand us. Now think, what people in this modern age were scattered all over the place? They was forcibly brought to a country and they did not know the language. It's a certain group of people who we all know about. They was taken from one place and forcibly brought to another place. And when they got to that new place, they did not know it was a strange land to them. The Lord will bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth. And that nation that took these people from one place to the other, they had to travel far, but far from the end of the earth. As the vultures swoopeth down, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to cause you to perish and to destroy you. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest in to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter you among all the peoples, from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. And there shalt serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, even wood and stone. So again, I'm going to take you, I'm going to send you to a land where you don't know anything. You don't know their tongue. You're going to be frightened, you're going to be afraid. And the Lord said, I'm happy for doing that to you, because you cannot keep my simple commandments. God was happy. Now, with people who you know in this modern era, where millions, I don't know the exact number, but multiple millions was taken from one place and brought to another. Now, here's the thing about it. And for me, I'm not blaming that nation from taking us from point A and taking us from point B, because God say He's the one who did it. God say, I'm allowed them to do it. So no person should be getting upset with the people who took them, because God is the originator of it. God gave those people permission to take those people from location A and move them to location B. So the people who was taken, you had no right to be getting mad at the people who took you, because God is the one who let them. You go back to God, He go back to bless you. You don't listen to God, He lets your precious, the people who make you fearful, He will even bring more fear upon you. So the point is, don't get upset with the people who took those people from their original location and moved them to their second location, because that's God's will in doing that. So I'm not mad with them. For me, I'm not mad. And no one else should be mad for the people who took us from your original location. Okay, hit pause, because I know. I have to come back later. I know.